Hi, welcome back to Hometime. The project today is creating an art studio workshop out of kind of a dark, dingy, kind of dank little space. Wouldn't you call it that, Miriam?
Yeah, well, it sounds like a lot of basements or garages.
Kind of what we're working with.
That's right, but this time we have kind of a basement and garage. And it's where our old buddy Judd has been trying to clear space for woodworking equipment on one hand and his metal sculpture tools and materials on the other. He's been talking about it for years, so we thought it'd be interesting to see exactly what he has in mind down there.
Oh, this time of the year you'll notice how cold it is down there. That's the first problem we're going to deal with.
Then we'll see about sprucing things up down there and making the whole creative process a little more pleasant. That's it.
Okay, well, stick around and see how it all turns out.
To get things started, we are going to be adding some heat to the equation. So Bill Gleason is here to get us hooked up with a unit that's been designed for areas like workshops and garages that aren't usually included in a home's heating system.
Kind of start with the homeowner. We want to find out what their goal is, what they're trying to do with it, where they're going to want it placed, if we can place it there. Once we get that information down, then we got to look at our options of how we're going to get it hooked up, how we're going to get a gas line to it, how we're going to get a vent out, stuff like that, and make sure it can work with what the homeowner's looking for.
What we're installing here is a gas-fired unit heater that's going to hang from the ceiling. That's going to be exactly what we need to heat a space that otherwise would be a little bit too cold to work in for a few months out of the year, which is exactly the situation that we have here. So believe me, we cannot wait to fire this thing up.
Typically we're looking at 3 or 4 hours for a basic installation. In this particular case, we've got cement trusses. So what we're going to do is figure out the angle we're going to want to hang this unit. We've got a Unistrut product. We're going to be bolting with cement anchors up to this concrete truss, and we're going to be able to then mount the unit to that Unistrut. Then we're going to be running a hole through the wall. In this case, it's a block wall. We'll pilot drill some holes first, and then we will be just taking a basic hammer to it and just working our way from the center out, making sure it fits.
Now you don't want noxious fumes building up inside, so this unit has a power exhaust function that vents the harmful gases directly outside.
We're always going to try to dry fit everything. If you don't dry fit it and you start running sealant on stuff or gluing stuff or bolting stuff in, it doesn't fit, makes that much more work later. So we're going to want to try to make sure all that fits first. Once we get our venting hole cut through, we make sure everything fits. We'll go ahead and install that concentric cap in this particular unit. Then we'll hang the unit heater after that. In this particular case, we have a spring clip that actually mounts on a 3/8 inch threaded rod that's going to bolt actually to the unit, and it pushes up inside the Unistrut, turns a quarter turn, and it locks it into place.
One thing that's nice is it has a fairly low profile, so it can hang within an inch of the ceiling.
Saves you a lot of space. You can hang it over doorways. If you got enough space, you can hang it over a garage door.
What's nice is that even though this should be installed by a qualified contractor, it does come set up for a pretty quick installation with external gas and thermostat connections.
The homeowner has already run a gas line stubbed into this room, so we're just going to be adding on from there. We're going to put a quick pressure check on it, make sure we don't have any leaks. Seeing as the homeowner had a gas line run years ago, we want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with that line between here and the other room where it comes from. Then we'll go ahead, bleed the line out, hook it up, run the thermostat wire, which has actually already been pulled for us.
Now for this you could install either a programmable thermostat or a regular thermostat. A programmable is nice because it will turn on and off at certain times of the day for you. For this installation we're just going to use a standard thermostat. It's going to work just fine.
Ideally we want to keep the thermostat out of the airflow from the unit because it's going to satisfy prematurely, which it's still going to work just fine as long as the homeowner would know that you may have to adjust a little higher than normal because the warm air coming off the unit won't get a chance to circulate the whole room before it satisfies that thermostat.
It has a sealed combustion chamber which only burns air from the outside, and that eliminates any condensation or any corrosion that might happen if you're burning the more humid air that's maybe inside. It also keeps you from sucking in any dust or any debris from inside and getting into the sensitive parts of the heater, and things stay a lot cleaner that way.
Most unit heaters we install for homeowners are in their garage, and it's a single pipe exhaust only ventilation. It's going to use the garage air instead of the exterior air, which your garage door is opening all the time. You always have fresh air in that garage. In this case, it's a workshop. The homeowner is going to be doing a lot of welding, cutting, metal fabrication. So it is extremely important to have that fresh air from outside. We're not sucking it into the burners. We're not running that through the unit. It could definitely make that a lot shorter lifespan on that unit.
All right, Bill, looks like you're pretty much done. It's all hooked up?
Yep, we're all set to go.
All right, give us an idea how it works.
Basically, the homeowner will adjust the thermostat on the opposite wall. If he sets it at 70, it'll come on at 70. It'll warm it up. Once it's warmed up to 70, it'll turn itself right back off. It's electronic ignition, no saying pilot in this unit. Homeowner will not have to worry about burning gas all the time. Will not have to worry about a pilot light going out and having to relight it. The advantage to a unit heater over just a standard space heater, some people will use kerosene, some people will use small LP fish house heaters. You're not refilling anything, you're not taking a chance of kicking something over. You have a permanently fixed unit that's everything's hooked up. There's no maintenance. You don't have to worry about changing filters like you would in your house. You're getting a lot more BTUs. You can heat a lot bigger space than you can with a standard heater without the smell.
All right, well, it sounds pretty simple. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.